Welcome to Middletown. It is Tuesday morning. Everybody is at the market. The market is busy. Today there is a new man at the market. His name is Mr. Danny. His daughter is helping him. Her name is Alina. "Good morning, Mr. Danny," says to everybody. "Live through this fresh fruit is she." Mr. Danny is polite and friendly. Everybody likes Mr. Danny. "Lot of nice man," they say. Everybody likes his daughter. "A nice girl," they say. His schoolboy asks for 1 kilo of apples. Mr. Danny puts some apples on the scales. The scales show 1 kilo and 100 grams. Mr. Danny takes 1 apple no way. Now the scales show 900 grams, but Mr. Danny says 1 kilo of happens $1. He takes $1 from the schoolboy. Alina is watching her father. She sees everything. A young woman asks for 2 kilos of orange juice. Mr. Danny puts some oranges on the scales. The scales show 2 kilos and 200 grams. Mr. Danny takes 1 orange away. Now the scales show 1 kilogram and 800 grams. But Mr. Root says 2 kilos of oranges, $2. He takes $2 from the young woman. Alina sees everything. It is Tuesday evening. Alina's father is counting his money. He is happy, but Alina is not happy. She is angry. "Father, you must sell the correct weight. You mustn't cheat our customers. Our customers are poor." "But we are poor to Alina. My wife is dead. You have no mother. I have no someone. You have no brothers. We must make money, Alina. That's life. I don't want to work at the market." "Father, you must work at the market. We must live, Alina. We must eat. You're a child. You don't understand business. You're a woman. Women don't understand business. That's life said." It is Wednesday morning. Today Alina's father is selling the correct weight. He's honest. He takes the correct money. Alina is happy. Today she is proud of her father. The customers are happy too. They buy a lot of fruits. "Your fruit is cheap and fresh," they say. But in the afternoon some customers come back. They are angry. An old man brings back some apples. One of his apples is bad. A girl brings back some orange fruit. One of her oranges is bad. A woman brings back some bananas. One of her bananas is bad. It is black and full of worms. "Look, Mr. Danny, your fruit isn't fresh today. We want our money back." But Mr. Danny does not listen. He does not give them any money. "You're dishonest, father," says Alina. "You're cheating the customers. I don't want to work for you. I don't want to work at the market, but you must work for me, Alina." Says her father, "I have no family. I have no wife and no sons. Children must help their parents. You are my daughter, Alina. You must work for me. That's life." "No, father," says Alina. "I don't want to clean your house. I want to leave home. I don't want to cook your food. I want to get a good job. I'm not going to work for you." Alina's father is angry. "Go to bed." He shouts at her. Alina goes to bed. She's lonely. She is unhappy. She says a prayer. "Please help me. Please help my father. Please help us. What am I going to do? I need a miracle. Help me." It is Thursday morning. Everybody is at the market. Everybody is laughing. Something strange is happening. Mr. Danny touches an apple. The apple goes bad. Then he picks up an orange. The orange goes bad too. Then he picks up some bananas. They go black. Everybody laughs. Look at Mr. Danny. He touches the fruit and it goes bad. Mr. Danny looks at his hands. What is happening? He says, "Please, Alina, please help me." Alina touches an apple. She picks up an orange and some bananas. Everybody says, "It is miracle." Alina touches an apple. She touches the fruit and it's okay. We're going to buy our fruit from Alina. Next year, Alina is honest. She does not cheat. She always sells the correct weight. She sells good and fresh fruit. She understands business. Alina is making a lot of money. She has a good job now. Alina's father stays at home. He cleans the house. He cooks the food. He is very happy. That's life, he says. We are going to learn about the life of Donald Trump. This will be a simple and easy to understand biography, perfect for practicing your English listening. Let's get started. Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946 in Queens, a part of New York City. His full name is Donald John Trump. He was born into a big family. His father's name was Fred Trump, and he was a very successful businessman who built houses in New York. Donald's mother's name was Mary MacLeod Trump, and she was from Scotland. Donald had 4 siblings. He was the 4th child in the family. His siblings were Mary Ann, Fred Jr., Elizabeth, and Robert. Donald was raised in a wealthy family, but he was also taught to work hard. Donald Trump went to Kew Forest School when he was young. Later, he went to a military academy called New York Military Academy. He went there because his father thought it would teach him discipline and help him become a strong person. After that, Donald went to Fordham University in New York for 2 years. Then he transferred to Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, which is a very famous business school. He graduated with a degree in economics in 1968. After finishing school, Donald Trump started working for his father's business called the Trump Organization. He was given the job of running the business and building new things. Donald's father had already made a lot of money by building houses, so Donald took that money and expanded the business. In the 1970s, Donald Trump began working on his first big project. He helped develop the Commodore Hotel in New York, which was later renamed the Grand Hyatt Hotel. This project made Donald Trump very famous. He was now seen as a successful businessman. In the 1980s, Donald Trump started building more and more famous buildings. He built Trump Tower, a huge skyscraper in New York City. It became one of the most famous buildings in the world. Donald also bought a lot of casinos in Atlantic City, making a lot of money. At this time, Donald Trump was not only known for his business, but also for his style. He was on TV and in magazines. People saw him as a rich, powerful person. His famous line, "You're fired," from the TV show The Apprentice made him even more famous. Donald Trump's life is not only about business. He has also had 3 marriages and many children. Let's talk about his family. In 1977, Donald Trump married a woman named Ivana Zelníková. She was from Czechoslovakia. Ivana was a model and she helped Donald with his business. Together they had 3 children. But after 15 years of marriage, Donald and Ivana got a divorce in 1992. They separated, but they still stayed close for the sake of their children. In 1993, Donald Trump married Marla Maples, an actress. They had one daughter together named Tiffany Trump. Unfortunately, their marriage didn't last long. Donald and Marla divorced in 1999. In 2005, Donald Trump married Melania Knaus, a model from Sloven. Together, they had one son named Barron Trump. Donald Trump has 5 children. Donald Trump Jr. He works with his father in that Trump business. Ivanka Trump. She worked as an advisor to her father when he was president. She is married to Jared Kushner, and they have children. Eric Trump. He also works in the Trump business and is married with children. Tiffany Trump. She is Donald's daughter with Marla Maples and is studying law. Barron Trump. He is Donald's youngest child and he is still in school. Donald Trump is also a grandfather. His children have children, so he has many grandchildren. He loves spending time with his family. Donald Trump's life is full of business success. After he finished school and worked with his father, he started building his own empire. In the 1970s, Donald Trump started to build big buildings. His first major project was a hotel called the Commodore Hotel in New York City. It was not doing well at first, but Donald decided to make it better. He worked hard and helped turn the hotel into something famous. The hotel was renamed the Grand Hyatt Hotel. This was Donald Trump's first big success in New York. It helped him become known in the business world. The Trump Taj Mahal. It was the largest casino in the world. When it opened in the 1990s, even though it was a big casino, it did not make enough money at first. Donald faced a lot of challenges, but he kept working hard to keep his business going. Donald Trump didn't just stop with buildings and casinos. He wanted to make his name famous everywhere. In the 1990s, he started to appear on TV. People saw him on shows and in magazines. His big personality made him a popular figure. He became known for being rich, powerful, and successful in 2004. He started hosting a very famous reality TV show.
Naina was a 19-year-old girl who loved to travel. She enjoyed seeing new places and meeting new people. One day she had a peak dream to visit London. London was a large city with many famous places. Naina felt very happy thinking about her trip. When Naina was a child, she often looked at maps and read books about faraway cities. London was always her favorite city. These places made her feel very excited. One day Naina talked to her best friend Priya. "I want to visit London," Naina said with a big smile. "It is an amazing city with a lot of history and culture." And smiled back at her and said, "You should go, Naina. You are young and you love adventure. This is the perfect time to explore the world. You will have many great experiences." She decided to make her dream come true. Naina was a little nervous, but she was also very excited. She was ready for the adventure. Naina spent the next few days thinking about her trip. She imagined herself in London, standing in front of Buckingham Palace, exploring the British Museum and walking in Hyde Park. She knew planning a trip would take a lot of work, but she was ready for the challenge. Naina's parents were very supportive. They knew she loved to travel and explore new places. They encouraged her to be careful and to make the most of her journey. Naina promised them she would plan well and stay safe. With her parents' support, Naina felt very excited. She could not wait to start planning her trip to London. This would be her first solo trip, and she wanted it to be perfect. She knew this journey would help her grow as a person. Naina sat down with her laptop and a notebook. She was ready to start planning. She made a list of things to do. First, she needed to research London. Then, she needed to decide on the places she wanted to visit. Next, she needed to book her flight and hotel. Finally, she needed to prepare her documents. There was so much to do. Naina planned her day is in London. She made schedule. On the first day, she would visit Big Ben and the Tower Bridge. On the second day, she would go to Buckingham Palace and Hyde Park. She also plans to visit the British Museum. Naina wanted to make sure she had time to see everything. Now Naina needed a place to stay. She wanted a safe and comfortable place that was not too expensive. She read many reviews and looked at pictures of hotels and hostels. Finally, she found a nice hostel in central London. Naina checked her passport to make sure it was valid. She did not need a visa for a short stay in the UK. She made copies of her passport flight tickets and hostel booking just in case. She also made a budget for her trip. She needed money for the hostel, food, transportation, and sightseeing. Naina saved money from her part-time job. She did not want to carry too much cash. So she got a travel card that she could use like a debit card in London. Naina also wanted to stay in touch with her family and friends. She found out the international roaming for her phone was expensive, so she decided to buy a local SIM card in London. This way she could use the internet and make calls without spending too much money. Naina also read about the culture and customs in London. She learned about British manners and some common phrases. She wanted to be polite and fit in. She even practiced saying some British English words. The night before her trip, Sarah was very busy. She made sure everything was ready. She double-checked her packing list. She packed her clothes, toiletries, and documents. She put her bags by the door, so she would not forget them in the morning. The next morning, Naina woke up early. She got dressed and had a quick breakfast. She grabbed her bags and headed to the airport. Her parents drove her to the airport and helped her with her bags. They hugged her and wished her a great trip. The flight was long, but Naina kept herself busy. She read her book, listened to music, and watched a movie. As the plane began to descend, Naina looked out the window. She could see the city of London below. Her heart raced with excitement. She couldn't believe she was finally here. She was finally in London. She ready to start her adventure. Naina took a taxi to her hostel. The city looked amazing from the window. She saw many famous landmarks on the way. When she arrived at the hostel, she checked in and found her room. It was small but cozy. She met her roommates who were also travelers. They were friendly and shared their travel stories. Naina felt comfortable and excited to make new friends. On her first day in London, Naina woke up early. She was full of excitement. She got dressed and had breakfast at the hostel. She talked to some other travelers and got tips on where to go and want to see. Naina decided to start her day by visiting Big Ben. She walked to the nearest bus stop and took a bus. She enjoyed the ride and looked at the city through the window. When she arrived, she saw the big clock tower. It was even more impressive in person. Next, Naina walked to the Tower Bridge. She took many pictures and enjoyed the beautiful view. The bridge was very famous, and Naina felt happy to see it with her own eyes. After that, Naina went to Buckingham Palace. She saw the guards in their ready uniforms and black hats. She watched the changing of the guard ceremony. It was very interesting and fun to see. Naina decided to visit Hyde Park. She walked around the park enjoying the fresh air and the beautiful scenery. She sat on a bench and watched people walking, jogging, and playing with their dogs. It was a relaxing and peaceful place for lunch. Naina went to a nearby cafe. She tried a traditional British dish called fish and chips. It was very tasty. She also had a cup of tea. Naina liked trying new foods. and learning about the local cuisine. After lunch, Nina visited the British Museum. She saw many interesting exhibits and learned a lot about history. The museum was very big, and she spent a few hours exploring it. In the evening, Naina returned to her hostel. She was tired but very happy. She talked to her roommates about her day. They shared their own experiences and gave her more tips for her trip. Naina went to bed early. She wanted to be well rested for the next day. She felt very happy and excited about her adventures in London. The next day, Naina decided to explore more of central London. She woke up early and had breakfast at the hostel. She planned her day and set out with excitement. Her first stop was the London Eye. Naina bought a ticket and got on the big Ferris wheel. As it went up, she could see the whole city. The view from the top was amazing. She took many pictures to remember this moment. For lunch, Naina went to Covent Garden. It was a busy place with many shops and cafes. She found a nice cafe and had a sandwich and a cup of coffee. She also watched some street performers. They were very talented and entertaining. Naina returned to her hostel, feeling tired but happy. She had seen and done so much in one day. She talked to her roommates about her adventures. They shared their own stories and gave her more ideas for the next days. The next day, Naina decided to try more British food and do some shopping. She started her day with a traditional English breakfast at a local cafe. It had eggs, bacon, sausages, beans, and toast. It was very filling and tasty. After breakfast, Naina went to Campen Market. It was a busy and colourful place with many stalls selling clothes, jewellery and food. She enjoyed walking around and looking at all the unique items. She bought some souvenirs and a new dress. Naina then visited Borough Market. It was a food market with many different kinds of food from around the world. She tried some samples and bought a sandwich for lunch. She also had a fresh fruit juice. The food was very delicious. In the afternoon, Naina went to Oxford Street. It was a famous shopping street with many big stores. She walked along the street and did some shopping. She bought clothes, shoes, and some gifts for her family and friends. She enjoyed the busy and lively atmosphere for dinner. She wanted to try more traditional British food. She ordered a dish called shepherd's pie. It was very tasty. She also had a dessert called sticky toffee pudding. It was sweet and delicious. After dinner, Ciro walked back to her hostel. She was very happy with her day. She had tried many new foods and done a lot of shopping. The next day, Sarah decided to meet new people and make friends. She started her day with breakfast at the hostel. She talked to some other travellers and learned about their plans. Naina decided to join a walking tour of the city. It was a group tour with a guide. She met many other travellers on the tour. They were from different countries and spoke different languages. Naina enjoyed talking to them and learning about their cultures. The tour guide took them to many famous places. They visited the Tower of London. The guide told them many interesting stories and facts about the city. Naina enjoyed the tour and learned a lot. After the tour, Naina and some of the other travellers decided to have lunch together. They went to a nearby cafe and talked about their travels. Naina made new friends and exchanged contact information with them. She was happy to meet people who loved travelling as much as she did. In the evening, Naina went to a social event at the hostel. They had a movie night. Naina watched a movie with other travellers and talked to them about their travels. She made more new friends and enjoyed the evening.